Ask the expert. My name is Nicole Hempel. I'm an animal naturopath, nutritionist for dogs, physiotherapist, fascia therapist, so basically everything around the animal. So I've had animals my whole life. I specifically went into the animal field in 2012 when I completed the training as a dog trainer, but I didn't feel quite at home in it yet. And then I took further trainings, which I just mentioned, as an animal naturopath. So I've been working in this field for about 10 to 12 years. You have to say, in my work as an animal naturopath, I've been doing frequency work for a long time, and I have always been looking for a portable device, what I can also use on site in the treatment of animals. And that's when I found the Healy, and I'm very happy about it, because I not only use the Healy, but also the Healy. That means that with one, I provide relaxation so that the animal calms down, and with the other, I just apply a program like the rest program, of course. I also like to work with the intestinal program, microbiota, so there are many possibilities. It always depends on what kind of disease the animal has. It fits perfectly in there. That's exactly what I was looking for, to ease my work. So also, of course, the animal, that it feels good. When I, for example, have to go into a tense musculature, then the animal needs a relaxation, so I use it almost exclusively, both devices. So also the Healy, actually. I love magnetic fields. It's great. So definitely relieved. I used to always take a big device with me, a similar device like the time waver. That was, of course, just much too big and too inconvenient for my purposes. And with the Healy and the Healy, of course I only have a small bag, but have exactly the same performance, or the results are almost the same. So I actually really use several programs, not only from the animal module, also the others, of course, as I said, depending on the animal, then also at the moment for a complaint, but the rest program I find very good because the animals always have a lot of stress. When someone comes and wants to touch them, then the rest program is always very, very good. And as I said, I'm also a big fan of intestinal programs. So actually, dog, cat, horse is what I treat, but for the biggest part, I apply them to dogs. Daily. So that's easy. As I said, it is part of my work, and every animal that is treated by me is treated at the same time with the Healy and Healy. And this runs daily. This means that my work is made much easier. In the evening, however, if I have treated 5, 6 dogs on that day, I also sit much on the ground, and then, of course, also Healy comes on my back. And I also always use both devices for me, actually. And my dogs always come closer and want. Just when the Healy is also on, both lie with me and use the energy for themselves too. But I also do that with them. I have 2 males, and it is often the case that a female dog in heat turns their head around. Then I like to use the hormones program, which works very well. The dogs usually have a problem in the musculoskeletal system. And if you then hear, I lend the Healy also gladly for a certain time, that the animal is better afterwards. This is then usually so that really, again, a greater mobility is simply there. But there are a lot of great little successes that you can achieve with a Healy or Healy in these areas. You can say that.
Bereich, ja, kann man schon so sagen.
Well, in general, there are also fearful dogs, so you have to look a little bit if you might not prefer to use the coil. Otherwise, I always do it in such a way that I let the animal sniff, or look, of course, first, and then put it on with a lot of calmness, because it still has to be moistened a bit. Some dogs don't like that so much, but if you really can do it calmly, step by step, you can do it very well.
Expertentipp, also da gäbe es
Expert tip?
sicherlich
So
einige,
there would certainly
aber
be
ich denke
some, but
schon,
I believe that
dass
you
man
can
beim
support your animal in many ways with a Healy,
unterstützen kann, auch was so
especially in terms of
emotionale
proactive
Sachen
actions.
angeht. Also klar,
So yeah,
akute Geschichten,
acute issues anyway.
aber
But
wenn
if you
man dann
now think about the fact
darüber
that the animal
nachdenkt,
will
dass
be
das Tier
older at
irgendwann
some
mal
point,
älter wird, da kann
you
man
can
natürlich
already lay the foundation for it
sogar die
to
Grundsteine
possibly
dafür legen,
maintain good health
dass
for
das Tier
longer.
eventuell länger die Gesundheit auch erhält. Also da frage ich natürlich auch vorher
Of
immer,
course, I
ob
always
das
ask
okay
the
ist,
customers
weil ich
beforehand
auch
whether that
großer
is
Freund
okay,
bin von
because I am also a great
natürlichen
friend of the Bach
Salzen.
flowers and the
Und
Schussler
manchmal, wenn
salts.
ich mir nicht sicher
And
bin,
sometimes when I
was
am
braucht
not
das Tier
sure
jetzt
what the animal
eventuell,
needs now,
gucke ich
possibly I
natürlich, ob
look
ich
at which
irgendwelche
program it would like to
Supplemente
have that
habe.
moment, and then also
Und
test out the
das ist dann
programs via
letzten
the
Endes
analysis
der
app.
dann
And then in the
übernimmt.
second
Und kann
step,
man ausprobieren
usually
und dann im
Bach
zweiten Step
flowers
meistens
or
sind das
Schussler
Sanddrüsen
salts.
oder Schüsslersalze. Ja, also ich habe
Yes, I have a mobile practice. And when I started my own business, I first tried it out to get started, and it has turned out that people find it great when I come to their home, because, of course, the animals are much more relaxed in their familiar environment, because it does not really matter whether you go to the vet or come to a veterinary office, then many animals are usually just incredibly tense. And if I then go to their home, then they stay in the familiar environment, and then you simply have a calmer atmosphere to work then.
ruhigere Atmosphäre, um auch zu arbeiten dann, ne? Ja, also ich bin ja auch
Yeah,
noch
so I'm also a
Ernährungsberaterin.
nutritionist for dogs,
Das
as I
heißt,
see this as a big part of the
ich sehe
overall
das als
treatment.
einen großen
So the diet is,
Bestandteil
of course,
in der
also
Gesamtheit der
very, very
Behandlung.
important for the health.
Ernährung ist natürlich auch für die Gesundheit sehr, sehr wichtig.
And I always
Und
like to
da
test with a
teste ich
digital
immer gerne
nutrition
mit Digital
module,
Nutrition.
so
Also
you
dass
can
man
really
guckt
see
wirklich,
where you
kann man
might still
eventuell
need to
noch
feed more or
zufüttern
have to
müssen
look
oder
into the nutrition and the
die
digital
Nährstoffe
nutrition
beibringen
mixtures.
kann. Und die
Of
Digital
course,
Nutrition
they
sorgt
also
wirklich dafür,
ensure that the body
dass
can
der
simply absorb the
Körper die
nutrients
Nährstoffe
better,
einfach wieder besser
which of
aufnehmen
course
kann.
also
Dass dann
contributes to the
auch
fact that
dazu
a healthy
beiträgt,
diet really
dass eine
matters.
gesunde Ernährung auch wirklich ankommt.